The Lukhanyiso Food and Energy Centre in the Free State promised emerging farmers a sustainable future in farming and alternative power, but after millions of government rands poured in, no farms have been developed. Despite this, the Development Bank of Southern Africa invested another 60 million rands in a biodigester that's standing idle on the site.
In 2013, 90 Free State families formed a cooperative farm from 2,800 hectares of land they had been given by the state. They divided the farm into 90 plots and called it Lukhanyiso. On each plot, there was supposed to have been one small caretaker house and either a chicken house or a small piggery. Free State Rural Development allocated 54 million rands to build these structures and bring in the livestock, and Justina Mabeki became the first chairperson of the committee. This photograph in her small sitting room reminds her of a time filled with hope.
That man who takes us photograph, who was coming from Denmark.
6 years later, the project has left her heartbroken.
Because in the end, is that what happened? No.
Nothing. It's only these pictures which we are having.
The project was led by a strategic partner, a jet-setting Dane, Mr. Carsten Lagerson. He devised an ambitious business plan and signed a 5-year contract with the department to mentor the farmers towards prosperity. Well, 54 million rands later, and I simply cannot see where the money has gone. By now, you should be seeing 360 hectares of crops, 45 piggeries, 45 chicken houses, 90 little homes, 112,000 chickens, 9,000 pigs, a central farm with a breeding station, a 5-megawatt solar farm, and a small biodigester which would provide free electricity using the pig and chicken manure as fuel.
Where are the rest of the people?
Down at the location. They are stranded, they are angry.
Jomo Khadebe was the chairperson of the committee that took over from Justina. Only 20 out of 90 plots were completed, and he says Carsten Lagerson let them down.
Mr. Carsten Lagerson, he's the person who can maybe clarify on the point of the money.
So when you asked him legitimate questions, like questions around the money and the bank accounts, what would he say?
You would get angry. When we question him the truth. He told you that you are nothing, you cannot come and tell me that because I'm the person who's looking after everything here.
Zolile Mangqutu's father was a committee member in 2013. Back then, Zolile was concerned his father didn't understand what he was signing. He was also alarmed by the large sums being transferred to Lagerson's private companies.
Did you read what you were signing?
As you are coming like this now.
In a rush.
Rush.
Yeah.
And tell me that.
Sign.
Then we trust you. As we have just been given you by the government to come and assist us, we trust that you are doing the good things.
And how do you feel now?
I want him to pay.
Because there's nothing there.
I'm sick now. When I just remember this, my heart.
So are you saying to me that Mr. Lagerson lied to you?
He lied to us.
And out of trust, you just signed things. But do you understand now what you signed?
Yes. I understand now. We just signed for Lagerson to eat our money.
Repeatedly, we asked Lagerson for an interview. We wrote to him. We called him. We went to his company EBF, but it's moved. This week, we called again.
Hello, Mr. Lagerson. It's Devi Carte Blanche. How are you?
I'm okay now, good, thank you.
I've been trying to get hold of you for a while.
We wanted details of how the money had been spent, but all Lagerson would say was that he was just a simple consultant and we should speak to the department.
Because I'm a simple consultant in this project here.
Yes, but you were the strategic partner on the project.
Then he hung up. In a written response, Lagerson denies he'd benefited from the funding and says each payment was authorized by the beneficiaries and verified by the department. He says he never lied to the community and is still trying to help them.
Do you believe Carsten Lagerson was funneling the money to his own companies?
Yes.
There's no doubt in your mind about
There's no doubt.
Largeson was the CEO and one of the directors of the strategic partner LTE Farming. Two of his companies, Innovate Building and Innovate Farming Systems, received money from this project.
You don't have to be a forensic auditor to see what happened here. These documents show how people who trusted have been taken advantage of.
The bank accounts confirmed that the first rural development tranche of 25 million came into the account in February 2013, and just 5 invoices from Largeson's various companies burnt through the entire first tranche of that 25 million within 3 months.
The alarm bells that something was wrong were already ringing in late 2013, as this document shows, but that didn't make the slightest bit of difference.
Largeson says he has complied with rural and land reform regulations, but the department's own external audit firm questioned his financial governance, deviations from budgeted spending, and vague invoices.
This is exploitation to our people.
The auditors recommended that urgent action needed to be taken to get the committee members more involved in what was happening to their recap funds. But as long as it all looked good, who cared? Largeson brought in his Copenhagen photographer. The people brought their animals. 4 committees have tried to save the project. LMJ Pume was the 3rd chairperson.
Let me tell you, it is the department's fault, because the people who donated the funds are the department, and the department is the one that has got to monitor the funds.
But the department refuted the allegations and insisted they had monitored the project throughout and had not released funds without addressing the concerns raised by the auditors.
What profits was the farm supposed to be making right now?
In the 5th year, the total amount will be 147,054,163.
And what is the farm generating now as a profit?
It's generating nothing.
The final 6 million rand didn't save the project, and by 2017, Lukhanyiso was at a standstill. But Largeson wasn't done yet. He then raised another 60 million rands, this time from the Development Bank. Apart from his role as mentor, he now became a 40% shareholder in this biodigester in partnership with the 90 families he had let down once already.
If Carte Blanche is going to get 40% from those digesters, so that means in each and every million he will be getting 400,000. And these poor families, 90 families, will be sharing 600,000. That means each family will be getting 6,666 rand. And they have to pay back the money, which is a loan from DBSA. So, ma'am, this is really devastating.
At 5 megawatts, it's 25 times larger than the one Largeson had originally proposed.
But is it ever going to work? Because even at the time it was built, it needed thousands of tons of feedstock to create energy. And where's that going to come from?
Jomo Khadebe once championed the biodigester project.
So how do you feel about the fact that you were part of the committee that gave him permission to do this, that you spoke to the DBSA, it's built here and it's doing nothing?
Ma'am, I'm so ashamed. I feel so betrayed because I felt myself as well. It seems as if I have failed my people.
You're a former policeman.
Yes.
How did you fall for this?
Corruption, man. If people can investigate this thing, because there are many things that I know in this thing, I can assist in that.
Curiously, no provision was made back in 2017 to provide the 64,000 tons of feedstock it needs to run.
Did you guys not wonder where was the feedstock going to come from? Because there were no pigs, no chickens.
I was asking that question every day to Mr. Langasen. He used to say, I'm on that. I know about that thing.
We were perplexed why the Development Bank would give the strategic partner with such a lousy track record on the first project yet another 60 million rands. After all, over 100 million has already been spent at Lukhanyiso, and neither the farm or the digester work. Olympus Mantata is head of climate finance.
So we're 7 years down the line now. What do we have to show for it?
We are coming in to introduce a component to the project that we believe can add value.
So you don't blame me for thinking this is a con?
I have confidence in the plans that we have put in place to return the project back on track.
The banks say they've done their due diligence and the upliftment of the 90 farmers is imperative. They also say the farmers won't lose their land to pay off the loan.
In any country, anyway, you will not get money to do a project, mess it up, and then another institution related to the state will give you more money to fix that project up that you messed up, and then this one's got a problem and we give you more money to fix it up. That's what this is.
I think you determine where you've got challenges to the project, what is the best way forward, whether you let it go or
you change out the strategic partner. You change out the person who seems to be the problem from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, if you have information before you.
If I could get this information, I don't know why you don't have it.
We can show you information of the work that we have done.
You know how I expected you to react? I expected you to react with, Devi, this is shocking. I agree with you, there is nothing there, we've been there, the farmers are unhappy, no one has. I expected you to say that. Instead, all you're saying to me is, I'm going to stick to this is our processes. And if this is what we have, this is what happened, that's our process. Because what I'm hearing is a passing of the buck.
I think the intention is not to pass the buck.
The biodigester
Any new information that comes through to us, obviously we will look at that.
You should have known this beforehand, is what I'm saying.
But I think that's why I'm responding to explain to you the processes that we have followed.
No, but
the issues
it's shocking that you,
about.
yeah, it's shocking that you didn't pick it up.
Largeson has convinced the bank that he can get the digester working by November by paying the next door farmer 16,000 rands per hectare to grow and deliver grass. Except they haven't planted the grass yet, and winter is coming. But Largeson is offering the Lukhanyiso farmers only 300 rands per hectare to lease their land.
When is that biodigester going to start working?
The idea is that we should at least start to see the flow of gas in November, December.
The bank believes they can still save the project and use the profits from the biodigester to build up the farm. We hope they're right, or Justina Mabeki and her old committee may never see the better life they were once promised by Rural Development and Carsten Largeson.